Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to the witnesses. Ms. Mills, I wanted to ask you about a different subject, the Women-Owned Small Business Contracting Program. And I know you've been a champion for the implementation of this program, and that the proposed rules for this program were put out earlier this year. But where do we stand now on putting out the final rule and finally implementing this program?
As I have mentioned before here, this is one of the things that we feel very proud of, that a rule that came about in the year 2000 had never been implemented for women's contracting. We were able to get this rule out for public comment. We received 1,000 public comments that closed on May 3rd. We have dealt with each and every one of them. Some were extremely helpful and valuable to rewrite the rules based on the input, and that rule is going through final clearance. We expect to have this program operational by the end of the year.
That's great. That's obviously great news for many women in my district who've talked to me, and I know some have talked to you about this very important program. As we're looking at some of these other programs and the fraud that we've seen in these programs, what kind of mechanisms are being put in place to ensure that fraud that we've seen in these other programs don't occur in this women's small business program?
We're taking the same three-pronged approach. In the women's rule, it's likely to be both self-certification and external certification, so we need to make sure that we have a process to make sure that only the qualified people get in. Then in the middle, we will have oversight, which will be program exams, some unannounced. And in the final part, we will have the same kind of emphasis on enforcement that we're trying to bring at an accelerated level to all the programs.
So this three-pronged approach you're bringing to every program that's coming out of SBA at this point?
Correct.
Mr. Kutz, can you just comment on if you think this is all adequate as we bring out another new program?
Well, I did look at the report that they put out yesterday. I just got it yesterday, and they did talk about something similar to what we call fraud prevention model, where you've got the prevention, the monitoring, and the enforcement involved. And if they do some of the things they're talking about, that's certainly a large step in the right direction.
Okay, thank you very much. I yield back, Madam Chair.